everybody. Welcome and welcome back to The Whole Bucket. I am Cheryl and this is Let's Make Journals, the 100% junk edition. This might be the last video on this particular journal. I'm not entirely sure that that's true. We'll have to see. Because I don't think I can get it all done. There's still a lot to do. But it might get to the point where I'm like, okay, this is pretty done. I'll do a flip through when it's completely finished and show the detail work I did. But I don't know. Because, I mean, the detail work should be part of the lesson in 100% junk, right? Sorry, needed a little drink there. So I went and I didn't do all the fussy cutting yet, but I did find some books that I have. I found 3 books that I have that were damaged in other ways and were for cutting up. So I found some stuff to go in this journal. And I wanted to stick with a nature theme because we got flowers going on through the whole thing. And I found a book on poetry called Sound of the Deep Waters. And I just like that phrase, so I'm going to use that. There's a couple of pictures from that in here, but not many. And then I found a Thomas Kinkade book, the Painter of Light guy, and I have a couple of pictures that are very gardeny from that. And then I found this book. This book is one on the sun and colors, mostly the sun, this one. I do have a specifically colors book that was very much the same, this square format, very blocky. But this one is all about the sun and the sun's activity and stuff. Anyway, I mostly cut out pieces of this. And I'm just going to get started right off the bat. And I'm just going to work as I chat, I guess. I mean, that's what I do in videos all the time, isn't it? Work and chat. I don't know if what I got is really cohesive. I like a cohesive looking book. I got colors that I thought would go. I got ideas that I really liked. And I have some plans for what I want to do here. But it remains to be seen if how this will work out. If I get to the end and the book is really just not cohesive, like it looks like just a giant jumble of weird things, well, then so be it, right? It doesn't really matter. This is all just about trying stuff and learning stuff. And if that's what happens, well, then that's what happens. Okay, so I want this. And I would like to cut out the exact same piece. I don't know how I'm going to pull that off, but I think I can just line this up as best as possible. And I think this is about as close as I'm going to be able to get, just figuring it out, so I'll just mark it with a pen. And see what we end up with. It might be a matter of close enough. That's hard to see. You can see them. There they are. Not easy though. Okay. Okay. I got fairly decent on that one. And fairly decent on that one. So anyway, I went to those 3 books, pulled out what I thought I could create something cohesive out of, and then I tucked them in where I thought I could use them. There's some left over to the side. That's what this pile is right here. So I can make some changes or some further additions as I go. But yeah, a lot of choices are already made. I thought maybe then I could go faster. So far it looks like, no, that's not, I'm not going to go any faster because I just seem to have a problem with that. I'm going to use liquid glue with this just because this paper is the shiny kind. And it doesn't stick real good with that cheap glue stick I have. And I'm hoping this liquid glue will work better. So here's why I cut out 2 of the same thing. I want to try a couple of things. Maybe, well, only one thing, but I don't know which one. Okay? So one is, the first thing I thought of is having this tucked all the way in and then cutting this so that yeah, I don't know if that idea is going to work. I was going to cut this like right there so the picture would be continued right here. But that means a whole chunk of it is going to be missing. I mean, to make it, I'm saying all the wrong things. To make it look like I wanted to make it look, I would have to what? Cut out a chunk. So let's just give it a try. The other idea was to cut out the circle of water and double it up on the card to give it further dimension, but I don't think I'm going to do that. In fact, now I know I'm not going to do it because now I've drawn on this and now I kind of have to cut it. So that's going to go there, and then this will go here. And see, it looks good if you put it up there, but I don't want it up there. I want it like that. So honestly, I should be cutting out a whole chunk. I wonder how much, and I wonder how to tell how much I need to cut out. Or do I just cut out this much? Like, how much is that? Let's get a ruler. I'm going to try this. So, if this is where I want it, this is how much space I would have to cut out, right? It looks like it is that's not a 1/4 inch. Good grief, my eyes are just wickedly bad lately. What if I just call it a 1/4 inch and I make the bottom border wider than the top? That is totally a doable thing. So I'm going to cut 1/4 inch off of this. Boy, my goodness, I didn't mean to get this complicated. This is just silliness. Okay, I'm going to mark the 2 spots. right there. I guess it was 3/8. I could have left it 3/8 and I could still change it if this idea doesn't work. We might change it. Wow, I don't even know how to hold paper still today. I'm not entirely sure I should even be in my studio today. Did I mark it on the correct end? I did. Okay, we're going to cut that chunk out right there and see if I can make this look kind of cool. Looks like about there looks good. And that is way more than 1/4 inch, but it is what I wanted in the first place, so I'm going with it. Now, I think it looks kind of silly, just this little picture glued on this big pocket. So the sizing is not what I wanted it to be, and not what I thought it would be. I'm okay with that because I can fix it. Okay. Now, this is smaller than I thought it would be. It looks a little silly just sitting like that to me, but layer it then. Maybe this goes on here too. This was going to go up here. Maybe I need another thing to go up there. And maybe this goes here. And this is an introduction to the book. I actually really like that. I'm going to go ahead and do it and pull the trigger. Yeesh. Now, somewhere along the line, we'll run into some stuff that will make it so we can finish off the edges up here, because I don't like this right now either. I did find another piece of painted paper that had fallen on the floor. If you're watching the other videos, you know that that's not surprising, because at least one video you could hear my cats throw all the stuff on the floor. But I could do a section like this. I could actually tear just a little frame piece. That might be kind of fun. Maybe I'll actually try that right now and see how I like it. So if I just go like this, and then like that, and then make the side and the bottoms torn a little better, maybe even make the corner a little less, you know, exacty. Could this then just be glued in here? And would that make some difference? Almost. Don't love it, but it was an idea. I tried it, and now we'll have to look at it later, because now I want to move on. I could also use a piece of this up here, which definitely has its merits, because then it's that pattern staggered, which I always like doing. Okay, moving on anyway. We'll get back to that. Here is a picture from the poetry book. This picture is called April Love. I don't remember the artist, unfortunately. But I think I'm going to leave that the writing side and put her on this side, now that I look at it closer. But we're going to create a journaling card out of this picture. And I chose this one because I think her purple dress goes very lovely with the purples in this book. I was just listening to a artist speak, and she said that in a class she was told never use purple. Don't use purple, don't use purple. Why? I don't understand. What, does anybody know? Why would somebody say that? What's wrong with purple? Nothing, if you ask me. Okay, we're going to leave her in this pocket. There's a super tall card in here that is completely naked, and I didn't find anything to put on it. I'm not sure why, but I completely missed it when I was going through all the stuff I found, so we're going to leave that also. Other things that we're leaving for right now are this tiny piece, this tiny card, and this card right here, because I was indecisive last night and some extras might be used here. Like, wait. Okay, we might not leave it. What if we did just that? Or just a strip of it, a torn strip of it. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna wait. But yeah, those are good ideas. Let's get done with the stuff that I am for sure gonna do. So here's a Thomas Kinkade picture. So this is gonna go in this space. And I think I'm just gonna tear this down wherever I want on this side. I like how the flowers fade out, so I want some of that fade out business, and I like how they come out of the picture too. So we'll leave that. And now we'll stick that right there. Looks good. So if you don't know who Thomas Kinkade is, he was pretty popular, I don't know, what was it, 80s, 90s, something, painter of light. He was pretty famous for his techniques in painting light. And there are books and puzzles and pictures and all kinds of stuff that you can find of his art. This was a book of, I think it was garden verse or Bible garden verse or something, and it had gotten ruined by water, and I salvaged some stuff out of it. I didn't find anything for this, but I did want to put a strip of garden here. So I think I will tear this off about there. And we will decorate the pocket a bit. There we go. Now, could I take the other piece and maybe put it under here? Or could I take the other piece and put it like this maybe? I kind of like that. Let me just tear it and we'll try it. A little too lopsided there. I mean, at least try to get it somewhat straight, right? There we go. I don't hate that, but it's nothing special. Same. Don't hate that, but it's nothing special. I might wait. Move on and get things done that I already know I want to do. I want to get this flower because I didn't get a whole lot of the contrast colors. Look, I got this one. Nope, that's not even one. I got this one. So I want to put this in this pocket. In the window pocket. Where is the window? Oh, it's the drop down. Okay. So it's going to be a really skinny bit. About 1.5 inches. Wow, that's going to be a close call, folks. Okay, so I'm going to, I'll decide where to tear the first bit. Okay. And then we'll go 1.5 inches over. I'm just lucky that I have the mat, the cutting mat. I need a new one so bad, don't I? This poor thing. It has seen better days, man. It has seen better days. Oh, look at that. Exactly 1.5 inches. Okay, let's try this. Let's make sure this one fits because it's a hair wider. Too small of a hair for me to worry about cutting. I'm not gonna. Why can't I get in the pocket? In. No. Oh. I see. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix the plastic. Oh, it could have been considerably wider than 1.5 inches. That's all right. Let's see what we get here. Yep, I'm gonna have to tape that plastic down somehow because it is a pocket stopper. We can't be having pocket stoppers, people. That's gonna be cool. All right, I don't know how much at the bottom I want to take off because I don't mind that the tag is sticking out, but I don't like the prettiest flower being, or the biggest flower being chopped off like that. So it's gonna be a little bit of a conflict, actually. I can't see the lines anymore. What good is your cutting mat if you can't see most of the lines? That's what happens when you've done it for so long in just one area. Alright, let's see if that gets the flower in the window. The window, flower in the window. Ooh! Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. So we can just tear off about that much off the top. That should help get it somewhat straight. Sure doesn't look straight. Shoot, that's a big fat mess. What a big fat mess. Okay, that worked okay. Now I'm going to glue these two together because that's a decent writing surface. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these two pieces together and call that a card. Call it done. These are a little bit heavier, so it should be a nice bit. I don't usually use liquid glue on a writing surface because it can tend to have ridges. Hopefully I'll squish it around enough that it won't have that kind of problem. It feels pretty smooth, but boy, you never know till it dries. So here's hoping. Here's hoping this pulls off. So I talked a little bit about the plastic in here catching, and we need to fix that before I put the card back in. So what I need is a piece that I can put in the pocket and then fold over and glue. Maybe even just this. Let's see if this one fits. Maybe even colored like that. Do you fit? Fit all the way across? Not really. How about this one? Do you fit? Okay. It's catching on the plastic. Stop catching on the plastic. Okay, this envelope is not cooperating with me. Oh, it's got one there that's catching. Right there. Okay, so I actually need two things here. I need one to fold over this way. This is gonna make this so fat. It's okay. It's okay. It can be fat. And I need one to go come on. No wonder I was having such problems with this pocket. It's got all kinds of stumbling blocks. Okay, there we go. I need one to go in there. And if it just creates a black background like that, well, so be it. But I will trim it a little bit, so we might get some of this. That would be even better. I wonder how much I can trim. I want it about even. So I can go about here. It's hard to get things even when you're trying to see dark color on dark color on dark color. Good grief. I think I'll just tear this one by hand. Look at that. I win. Alright, so we can put this piece in like so. Ooh, and I can trim it just a speck more. Maybe not. Maybe I'll fold it backward. So I'll show you what I'm doing in just a second here. So if I fold it backward, I can tuck it right here and glue it down. Because I don't know if you looked at how we made this. So if you didn't see how we made this little pocket thingy, it's in the previous video, the one directly before this one. And it was convoluted. And it has a large number of layers. It's a little ridiculous. So I'm gonna glue this backward and have it just edged into this pocket behind the first pocket, just like that. Hopefully I'm not gushing glue back there and gonna glue my pockets shut. Yeah, there's glue in there. There's glue in there. I just almost glued my pocket shut. I think this piece of paper is just a placeholder, so I remember there's a pocket there, if I remember correctly. So it might not matter if it gets glued. Okay, that's done. Then we gotta do this, because we gotta get one going frontward. So I'm just going to put a little glue there and make sure I get glue at the top. This one's going to be really tricky because it's going to go on the plastic, which I believe is a form of vellum or acetate. I'm not sure. But it's going to be a little tricky to make this stay down. Yikes! Okay, and then after all that, we can put a card in. Good grief, man. I'm not sure that pocket was worth all that effort. It's a pretty flower, though. It's a lovely flower. Good grief. Charlie Brown. We should do something on here, because there is nothing to differentiate this card from the background it's on. Should we do a green stripe? Should we do just a green stripe that makes a handle? Like, what would that do? Anything or nothing? I can't even get it back in. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Okay. Ever have those days where you just can't seem to get anything working properly? There we go. I mean, that seems kind of pointless. And there's so many layers going on. I don't know. We might think of a different way to do that. Moving on. Moving on. I want a card of this in this pocket. I think I want this in this pocket. Or maybe even this, so I can do another sunshine pocket elsewhere. Okay. Let's try that. Let's see if we can get enough picture to go across. So we're at about 3 1/4. If I call it 3, it's going to definitely be too small. So I think I'll call it 3 1/8. No, I'll go 3 1/4. Oh my. Okay, let's try it from this side because this is already a nice flat side. And I said, let's go 3 1/4, right? Because we're going to see if that fits. If we have to trim, then we have to trim. But this is the biggest we could fit. It won't leave much sunshine for the other side, though. So do I really want to do that? Yeah, I guess I do. I mean, this is why I wanted this picture, so here we go. Right there. And right there-ish, apparently. I don't know how to draw lines today either. Okay, let's chop that first. Chop, chop. Chop. Now let's see how tall we can make it. We can make the sunshine bit stick out just a tad. And if we do that, we can probably make it right here. Right there, I think. I can't really see that side and this side at the same time because I have a ruler poking me. I have a ruler in my way and I'm not sure what I'm doing. Let's try it. Woo! Leap of faith, man. Leap of faith. Okay. glue it. Well, it's the same envelope, so I'm going to have the same problem on this side I had on the other side, aren't I? Where it's not going to... Oh, jeez Louise. I'm going to make sure I check envelopes from now on for stumbling blocks like that. Oh, look how nice that is, though. That is just lovely. That is just lovely. Okay. I need writing space on the back of this thing, so I think we're going to glue it right to there. Let's turn this into a journaling card. Same thing here, even worse than the other one. I wasn't thinking right here because this is writing paper. It's not heavy like that other one. So I'm going to have the problem where this glue is likely to cause ridges that will not be friendly for writing. If you're following along, do better than me. That was not a smart choice on my part. I will do my best to get it smoothed out. And I don't know what difference it would make, because like I said, this is shiny paper. Shiny paper's trickier anyway. I might have had to use the liquid glue. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really glued much from this book. There is a fix. There's a fix for this. If you're using this shiny paper, you can sand it. So if you find that your glue is not working with the pictures that you've chosen, get a little piece of sanding paper or get a nail file or get just anything that'll rough up the back side of your thingy, and then you should be able to glue it. Just give that glue something to hang on to, you know? I might have to do something about this side of the pocket too. It's a little easier to finagle with because it's a wider pocket. You can get your fingers in it better. I can anyway. But I might go in and topper this side of it too. But gosh, think of how thick that's going to get. It's ridiculous. All right, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the center bit yet. Oh, I've glued it in. I have glued it. I did. I glued it. Come on out of there. All right, go back in. There we go. I might find a card that goes in there. So there's a few spots that aren't going to be decided yet today. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, so this one's pretty easy so far. It's not done because this pocket deserves some attention. But I am going to just glue this piece right onto this card. Just like that. And I think I'm going to leave that on there because I have an idea of finding some kind of word, some kind of sentiment to put down there at the bottom. Right now it just looks silly, but it's okay if it just stays silly. It's okay. I don't mind. I think this whole plaid idea failed and looks pretty silly anyway. All right, So yeah, I could just put a sentiment across here or a flower across here, make this just a mini collage spot. Or just leave it the way it is and you know, put something down there later, a little picture, a little drawing, something. All right, there's that one. And I think that's all I had for there. It is. We have nothing in this pocket at all. I'm not sure how that happened. I want this solar eclipse in this pocket because I think that's fantabulous. And I'm going to tear it. To get even edges, or you know, evener edges. And the other side, boy, I'm not really sure. Not much, right? I will try to tear off that much. It's about a 1/2 inch, and we'll see how that looks. Wow, okay, I can't see my lines. There we go. That's probably still way too fat, isn't it? Who are you calling fat? You? Yeah, look at that. Oh gosh darn it all. I don't want it like that. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna tear off that little tiny bit, but I'm gonna have to pull off a little tiny more. Ah! I need skinnier fingers. I think the other side I can do a little fatter than this because it didn't look quite right. I think it was a little wider than I would have wanted it anyway. So I think this side, why are you like that? Okay, that's better. I think this side I can, oh jeez. I think this side I can actually follow my line, and this should be a little easier, I think. Yep, definitely just a little more to grab onto makes a difference. All right, let's try that and see if that fits. Let's see if that fits in the pocket. Come on, fit in the pocket. There you go. That's better. Look at that. Okay, now we need to make that a journaling space. So we need more of our coffee dyed paper. No. Yes. Face away. And I don't know why, but I'm going to glue it so that that strip is also on the back. Because, you know, why not? Okay, there we go. I am breaking all of my own rules today. I guess I'll have to triple check this journal before I give it to anyone, because I don't want to be giving away things that are just no good. And if it turns, oh, see, look at all the ridges in there. I didn't squish this one enough or fast enough. It's gonna have ridges, and it makes the writing not nice. I have glue everywhere. I now have glue everywhere. Okay, that's funny. I'm gonna cut out the top and the bottom, and I will re-tear the sides. No, just the one side. The top just has a hairline to go. Oops, 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 oops. Okay, there we go. And then we'll tear off this edge so that it's all samey same, or at least, you know, uniform in its differences. And of course it's tearing terrible. That is because I did not wait for the glue to dry. If you are doing this also, it's better if you let the glue dry before you tear and cut things. Let's see what we get. You also don't get your desk such a mess, and all of your tools such a mess, and your hands such a mess. Although compared to last time, I'm doing okay. I don't have anything for this card yet, and it definitely needs something. I don't have anything for this pocket yet, and it definitely needs something. That, I think, is going to stay the way it is, and this is the card I want for in here. So, I think I want the most of the pond and the purple. So I need to mark where I'm going to trim this. Right there. I hope this envelope, oh my gosh, I hope this envelope is better behaved than the last one. We shall see. Okay. Yep, I think that's the picture I want. Let's see how it fits. How much time are we doing? Yeah, we're definitely going to have another video of this series, because I'm barely going to get done with this part. And I think this journal now deserves the next part of its future. Oh my goodness, what is going on in there? Something not friendly is going on in there. Okay, so I had to glue that edge shut. That's part of the problem. So the glue is pushing itself into the envelope. I think I've cleared that up, and this side should be fine. We might have to trim this picture just a tiny bit more. Just a fraction. Just a hair. Yeah, it's too fussy. It's too fussy, man. I'm going to have to trim it such a tiny bit. I'm going to have to do it with a scissor, I think. All right, I'll try to tear it. I will try. Let's see if I can get... Did I really do it that lopsided? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I tore it really lopsided and it just gets fatter. So I'm going to try to tear that much. I don't even know how I'm going to pick this up. So, all right, let's just, oh, here. I'm not supposed to be using other tools though, but this is just a sewing needle. Look at that. Just a sewing needle on a stick. It's not going to give the same torn edge, but it's close, because it certainly isn't a clean cut either. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, that fit really nice. Now I'm going to tear off the top and bottom. Only a little bit from the bottom, but I do want more of the tree scene part. Like, if I tore it off right there, could that be all right? Yeah, actually I think I like that. Okay, I'm going to tear off the bottom section of the pond and make it, I think it makes it look like it goes farther, if you know what I'm saying. I think it makes it look like the pond just goes. I'm trying to get this point of the pond lined up with this line on my mat. Ridiculousness, I tell ya. Okay. Tear that off. There we go. I like that. Now let's put it in the pocket to tear the next part. I don't know what kind of height I want on it, but I assume that once I get this in the pocket... Oh, none! Look at that! We're not going to tear any off. Let's leave that as it is and get some journaling space on the back of this puppy too. What did I do with the journaling paper? I don't know. Let's find another one. I'm glad I did a whole lot of these. I did a lot of coffee dyed bits. Thank goodness. Alright, I'm going to glue stick this to find out how this works, because I'm tired of breaking my own rules. So glue stick is easier, for me anyway, to get on really thin, flat, full coverage. So it causes less problems on a writing surface. For me, I think other people have other experiences, right? And you should always do what works for you, not what somebody says. If anybody tells you there's a right way and a wrong way to do art, they're a big fat liar. And don't fall for it. There may be a right way and a wrong way to do certain techniques, but art is however you can get it done and express what you love. There you go. So says me. And I mean, I'm the boss, right? I'm the art boss. How ridiculous. Yes, I'm being ridiculous. It's one of my specialties. Ridiculousness. Alright. Get that nice and squished. Get it in its pocket. We don't have a lot of time left, and I'm going to try to not run over as long as I did last time, or at all if I can help it, I guess, because I really ran overtime last time. So I want a card from this piece to go right here. The first thing I need to do is get, ooh, the part I want is the part that's torn. how am I going to get that straight without wrecking it? So I'm going to have to tear some off. I might have to use the sewing needle trick I just learned to get a bit of a scruffy edge without cutting. I mean, without being able to tear. So I accidentally cut this page where I didn't want to. And it has this right here. I don't like that at all. But I want that section in this card. So when I glue this down, I'm going to have to keep in mind that bit. And I think I want it sticking out a little bit. So I think I am going to trim it at this line. Oh, but you know what? Nope, width first. So here's the thing is I want some of this stuff to do other bits in the book. So first I need to do, how wide is this tag going to be? Or this card? And I think it's going to go, now I find myself doing the opposite problem. Now I'm doing white on white. Also very difficult to see. I think I'll do it right about there. So what I want is a nice long strip of this side right here. And then I'll have this piece as well. But I'll go add that to stuff, which is why I decided actually that there needs to be another video, because I'm going to show how to take the leftover bits and pieces and use this stuff to create spaces over there. Create spaces over there. Create cohesiveness in other places in the book. Okay, I'm going to glue that right on. Oh, careful, careful, careful. I forgot. I just said it a minute ago and I already forgot that it's got damage and I need to be careful. And there's me again, liquid gluing places that I want to write and connect thin paper to. Today is not my day. Apparently, my brain does not wish to function today. I mean, but that is part of my channel, right? This is the whole bucket, which means I'm doing my art even though my brain won't work. Even when my brain won't work and my hands won't work, and it's 92 degrees outside and I'm wearing a sweater. So apparently my temperature control won't work. I'm actually wearing 2 pairs of slippers and a sweater. I think I'm just going to fold that right over because I like those scruffy edges sometimes. Get some glue here. Little tiny smoosh of glue. There we go. All right. There we go. Let's get this in its pocket and see what we got. We have a card that's, oh my gosh, tiny specks too wide. Of course. So I'm going to take off this edge right here. And again, I think it's too tiny for me to tear, so I feel bad I'm cheating. I said scissors and glue. And I'm using my pokey tool, my sewing needle pokey tool. That's kind of cheating. I apologize. I apologize for cheating. Shoot. And I'm wrecking this. I hope it's not too terrible on the other side because this did not cut the paper. It ripped it and it's pulling it out from underneath. Let's see what happened. Alright, yeah, that's fairly horrid. That's fairly horrid. Look at the glue. The glue is terrible. Showing through terrible. It's creating warps and ridges, and I completely demolished this side. And if I put this in the pocket right now, it will glue itself to the envelope because it's just a mess. It's just a mess, man. I think I'm going to double layer it because I'm so unhappy with that it's not staying this way. So I'm doing paper on paper for the most part, except this corner right here. So I'm going to use my glue stick like I should have in the first place, so I could learn if glue stick will stick to this shiny paper. I have a lot of other pictures from this particular book, so learning what works and doesn't work is just good and smart. Let go. Alright, let's put this down. I'll get this edge the same and I'll tear the others off. Okay, let's see if we got any better by layering. So far so good. I mean, it'll take time for that other glue to soak through and it's not going to get rid of these warps. It's just going to join in the warps, but already it looks better. And the glue ridges aren't coming through. So, I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, not sure why I'm doing this because this is a giant risk. You know what I'll do? I'll do this. Instead of tearing that side, I'll try tearing this side. So I'm just pushing the paper down so it creates a ridge I can see and follow. Ha! Much better. Okay. Okay, that's good. This one, I'm going to try this side and see what happens. Because this has got layers, so this might be fine. Yep, I'm okay with that. And this side, because that was flimsy and easy to grab. Alright, so I think that this is still too soggy to go in its spot for good, but I do want to see what it's going to look like and make sure it fits this time. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So this pocket, to me, needs some decoration. I'm going to worry about that when we do the last step. And this can't really go in there. It's just going to get glued. Let's see where we're at. Where are we at? Where are we at, cat? So this is a very long pocket. And this picture fits almost perfectly. So I think I'm going to use this whole thing. Only, do I want more pond or more woods? I kind of think I want to split the difference. So I am going to take off a little bit of woods with my cheater tool. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. Okay. And then let's measure what that will look like. I could kind of see the glue line in this envelope, so I'm guessing but I think it'll be right there. That's still too much woods, isn't it? Okay, hang on. Let's do this. We'll chop it off right where these cut lines are. I'll chop it right there, even though it's gonna be a little bit, the cut line will still be a little bit there, but I do want to see what this looks like. So if that's there, and this is where I have to trim it to fit, that's actually not enough woods to make me happy, but I don't think I'm going to get enough. So here's what I'm going to do. I will chop off this much more pond and live with whatever this gives me. I can't believe this cheater tool is now what I'm using. It's given me an almost torn effect. It's definitely a rough cut. I actually kind of like my cheater tool. Okay, now this, it looks like I shifted. Did I shift? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it looks like I did not get this cut straight. Yeah, for sure. No. No. Well, I mean, it shifted, right? But not a ton. All right. Well, anyway. So be it. Let's get that right there-ish and mark where this needs to be trimmed. I think right about here. Just enough to chop Thomas Kincaid's name off. Oh my goodness. How rude. I think I am going to tear this edge. I don't know why, since I've already cheated so many times. I might as well keep cheating with that cheater tool. Definitely going to hang on to that, though. I love that. That's a nice piece right there. Let's see if this goes in its pocket. You should fit nicely, so please just do. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Alright, this needs to be turned into a journaling spot. And yes, I still have more tea-dyed paper. That one's cut the wrong way. It won't work. Okay. Let's see what we get. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Let us do what? Honeymoon salad. Let us alone. I always loved that joke. Yes, I have a pretty lame sense of humor. Let us alone is not a great joke. Okay, let's get this in its pocket. Get in your pocket. Ooh, I'm loving that in the pocket. Can this go in yet? This poor card. Okay, it can go in. And do we have anything else we have to do? Is that the end? No, it's not the end. Okay, so this is a picture of a solar eclipse. And I kind of want to put it somewhere in the book, but I can't figure out where to just stick a solar eclipse. Except I thought it looks cool through the vellum. Could I just stick it to the vellum? That wouldn't work. That would create a giant mess. I could stick it to there, but that's just stupid looking. I could make it a pocket down here, but then we'd need more cards and tags and what have you. And this journal is already so flippin' full. And it's not even done yet. It might have to go without an eclipse. I mean, it has that eclipse. It's already got one. Maybe it only needs one eclipse. Wait. Does this fit in here? No, but it looks like it could. It could. Maybe I turn it into a card? Ooh, hang on. Oh, we're way over time. Ah. Okay, cliffhanger. You'll have to see if I pull this off. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to work on this card and see if I can get it in the pocket. I'm sorry that, again, I did not pay attention to how long I was crafting. Like, subscribe, comment, question, etc. All the things. And tune in next week where we're actually going to finish this book. Okay. Bye.